What's going on, guys? Christian here from CK Wraps. So I've got the cheetah wrap here, and I'm gonna wrap the hood on my car, and I'm gonna do actually gloss black. I was gonna do the military green, but I'm gonna do the gloss black. I thought it'd be cool to do gloss black because it has a ton of stone chips. So let's just actually see what all these stone chips look like. So we're gonna see what it looks like when I wrap the hood in gloss black using cheetah wrap and we wrap over the stone chips with a thin film. Now, if you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like the video and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos. I do have a couple of other demos that I'm going to run as far as this brand goes. This brand is a more affordable brand. It's about half the price of Vivid's new films. It's about $200 less than 3M, and I'm talking US. I guess it's only available in the US. It's $400 a roll, US, just a little under, a couple bucks. Now, not available anywhere else as far as I know right now, but we're gonna wrap the hood in the gloss black, and it's just a more DIY, user-friendly film. I've already measured the hood out. It's gonna be 70 inches end to end as far as the width goes. I'm gonna wipe it down, make sure that our surface is clean. And then we're going to cut out our 70-inch piece and wrap this thing. So the purpose of this demonstration is to see how quickly I can install film on the hood. It's also going to show what happens when we wrap over stone chips, because that's probably like one of the ultimate questions that everyone has. And I wrap over my stone chips, what will it look like? So let's just knock out, let's kill two birds with one stone with this one. Alright. Just give me a little extra prep there. Let's just pop up a little bit. Get rid of this edge. Want to make sure everything's clean underneath every edge. It's very important. So I want to make sure the film sticks. Okay, that's good. Now, what's going to happen here, I'm going to actually leave the hood propped up like that. What's going to happen here is the front of the car is speckled right now. There's a lot of inconsistencies in the paint. There's indentations and there's protrusions. There's also an inconsistency in the color itself. Since the paint is missing in a lot of these areas where the stones have hit it, we're seeing 2 or 3 different colors. Some of it's rust, some of it's bare metal, and then the rest is the paint itself. So we have various colors going on here. What's gonna happen is when I wrap it in gloss black, it's gonna cover all of this and give the surface an even finish. Now, will we be able to see the indentations and the protrusions of what's on the surface? Sure, I bet you we will. But will it look better in the end? I bet you it will. That will be pretty ugly. All right, let me go with a magnet. Measure out that 70 inches. This is right about here. So this is our extra piece that I'll leave there for now. We'll take this and move to the front of the hood. So let's move this over. And we're gonna just plop it down on the top. All right. Now, what I do want to show you is that, what I also want to show you is that we can probably install quite a bit of this with the protective cap on it. Let's move my digital thermometer. The surface of the hood is actually a little bit warm right now. It's sitting under around 80. Car was just dirty here. So that's going to promote adhesion. But again, in my last video, we saw that it didn't really affect the film all that much. So when I cut off the excess, and you're going to want to cut off the excess, I like to cut it straight across. Everyone's got their own preference. I cut it straight across because if we cut it rounded here, then this little tab, this becomes a tab in the front and it tends to fold over itself. I don't like that happening. That's like when I was doing chrome, that's a big no-no. If that would ever happen, it would cause a wrinkle in the film and you wouldn't be able to heat it out. So let's remove the release liner. Super easy to remove, actually. It's pretty much already removing itself on the edges. Very, very easy. Hold this up and get it out of the way. Now, let's make some glass. Let's flatten it out. So initially, comes off really nice. There's no stick. Can I do this hood without taking it off the cap? We'll give it a try. Just looking at it. You're gonna definitely need magnets on your opposite ends to anchor it because it doesn't hold. Okay, and then one more thing that I need is some shield guard. Toss them here. Shield guard, or you can use diluted isopropyl alcohol. You can use something that's just gonna lubricate the buffer on the squeegee a little bit. This is just gonna help the film, or the squeegee glide over the top of the film. It actually makes a really nice difference, and it's well worth doing. Mainly, okay? Doing it on a matte film, it's not that important. So we're gonna tackle all of this flat area first. So right now what we're running into is we're running into a bit of a recess. It's not that much of a recess, but it's a recess. Other hoods will have more aggressive recesses than this. This is not the most difficult hood to wrap, that's for sure. It's probably one of the easiest. So you can see that I can't actually get these wrinkles out. So we can see that these wrinkles want to keep coming back because the cap is stronger than the adhesive right now. So the adhesive isn't able to hold the film down, and the cap is pulling it back up because the cap is very rigid. If I were to remove the cap, I'm sure I would have a different outcome. Again, I'm not that worried about it right now. I'm gonna get most of this flat area done, and then we're gonna come back to this afterwards. All right, so let's finish up the rest of this. Over here, we're aiming for all this flat area. With these recesses being as shallow as they are, I should undoubtedly be able to stretch into them. We're, just as an estimate, probably sitting around a 0.5% or 1% stretch, so nothing way up there. Let's throw a little bit of shield guard on the surface over there. Instead of spraying it onto the buffer. What we don't want to do is we don't want to heat the film while it's wet. Okay, while it has droplets of anything on it, if we heat the film when it has droplets on it, it will leave little dimples in the film. And they're very hard to get out. They're usually not, they usually don't come out. So make sure that when you are using some kind of a solution, you're not trying to heat the film with droplets on it. So that means when you get to the edges here, or wherever you might need heat, if you need to wipe off the film, then wipe off the film a little bit so that there's no droplets sitting on top. Again, squeegees very, very easily. It will not stick here, but I do have the cap on. All right, so this is probably about as far as I can push it with the low tap and the cap on it. Yeah, it's not gonna wanna sit. Let's finish up this little bit right here. Maybe I'll just, if this color is close enough to the OEM paint, maybe I'll just leave it on for a while. Now I'm going to remove the cap. So I've got the edge of the cap. We're going to separate that from the film, and we're going to remove the rest of the cap. Alright, so let's remove this. And a majority of the surface will be left with a very scratch-free surface. Great. So what's it going to be like in this area here? I'm going to make some triangles. I'm going to pull across to this corner. It always helps to pull out to a corner. Let's pull out to that corner. And then, again, triangles, right? I have a line running this way, I pull that way. Doesn't want to stick. But it does stretch very easily. So I'm actually going to show you some funny lines in the film. Now, I don't know if you guys can see these. Can you see a line right here, a line right here, a line right here, a line right here? This is not from the squeegee. A line right here, another one here. They're all over the place. It's a little interesting. I don't know what they are. They kind of look like cracks. Can you see it in the camera? No? Okay, so there's like an indentation sort of like in the spot. Another one here, another one here, another one here. And if I, so yeah, here, here, here. And if you move the camera, you can see these lines. So maybe this gloss has been recalled. I have no idea, to be honest. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. The whole purpose of this is testing, right? Product testing. So the film's easy to install. Like it doesn't stick very much at all. You can see its repositionability is really easy. But when it comes to anchoring it down to like another side of the panel, that becomes sort of a dilemma because it doesn't want to stick to that other side of the panel when we're trying to create a little bit of tension. So I'm going to finish up all of this. Again, it's okay to use heat, guys. You don't have to worry about using heat all the time. It's just using heat the right way. So what I'm doing is I'm holding the film here and I'm letting it shrink so that all of those lines go away. Didn't even pull it. Pull it slightly right now. I'm going to pull it here up to the corner to create some triangles. This area here. I I want to try and fix this without that popping up over there, so actually maybe I'll just try something like this. Stick it down this feet.
Pause.
It's really kind of interesting because even when I'm holding on to the outside of it, so look what I'm doing. So I'll pause for a second. Look here, I'm basically just holding my hand where it is, and I'm pre-shrinking the film. See how all the wrinkles are going away? Now what I do is I take this, I don't move it too much, and I just want to keep tension on it, but I don't want to stretch it too much, and I just want to put it down. And we're not pulling hard at all. I'm just pre-shrinking the film. It's when you're holding onto the film and you're trying to get a good grip on it, my hand tends to slide off the adhesive side really easily because I'm holding onto the adhesive side on the area where I'm not sticking the film down, and it's kind of slippery. It feels like Teflon or something. I don't know how to explain it. It's different. Again, I'll take this, I'm gonna heat it, and I'm gonna shrink it, okay? I'm not moving my hand, look. So I'm gonna come up a little bit past that. It's not hard to lift it. I'm gonna shrink it again. It's good enough. Again, wrinkles running this way, I have to pull a little bit that way. So we're gonna pull a little bit that way. Just enough to eliminate them, or most of them, or make them softer, so that we can just squeegee them down. A little tension on there, and we're good. Perfect. I'm gonna work my way around the side here. And there's a lot of glue separation right here. I'll show you afterwards. It's not going away. It's interesting. It's really bumpy, and it's not the paint. So again, I'm just going to pre-shrink. With the pre-shrink, we have to keep it elevated off of everything so that nothing's grabbing onto it. And then once we do that, we just put our hands over top and place the film down. Again, we just squeegee. So again, I don't have any tension running to the edge. Our way down the rest of the way here. Again, I'll do some pre-shrinking. And what I want you to see, can you see this right here, this spot? Can you see how bumpy it is? Yeah. So these are adhesive dots. Similar look to what happens with Avery, except this is like a blotch. Avery usually happens on the high points of the body panels. So what usually happen, and it does actually have it here as well, but it's really actually not that noticeable. Here, it's very noticeable. So again, we're gonna do some pre-shrinking. Standing in a puddle, it's probably not good with the heat gun. And then we're just gonna take it and bring it down really gently. More over here. So you can see the finish is really, really, really bad. I'm going to show you from this angle. Hopefully the camera picks it up. On the gloss black, I'd actually prefer the stone chip to paint because it's really not good. I didn't heat over there, right? That was all done with the cap on and stuff like that. So you're gonna see all that in a second. And then even where I've heated, there's a color variance, and I haven't even stretched. It's not good. It's really not good. All right. Okay, so what I want to point out is all these little marks in here. I installed this whole area with the cap on, and it looks like Edward Scissorhands cut his face. So there's marks here, here. There's all kinds of weird, non-symmetrical marks on this, and I don't know why. On top of that, there's adhesive buildup here, and there's adhesive buildup over here. So I'm just using a light to show you because the camera, I don't know if the camera's picking it up. There's adhesive buildup right there. And then on top of that, right back here, where I lifted and I stretched, and I didn't really stretch much at all, I did this cold, we have a discoloration. There's actually a discoloration. It's more pale over here than over here. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but it's almost like it matted out a little bit over here compared to over here. So again, that's a huge downside to what you get from this. On top of that, it's super orange peel like galore. It's not really that nice of a finish with all the orange peel in it and then all the marks in it. I'm gonna leave it on the hood for now because I do want to test it. I want to see how the edges respond over time and things like that. And so we're gonna finish off the rest of this. So right now I'm just going to finish trimming up all the excess so I can get the hood elevated slightly and get to doing the edges and the corners. Let's get this out of the way. So for those of you who have used gloss, I'm not sure if you experienced similar. Some of you may be watching this video who've already used it, and you may have an explanation for it. Please drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. All right, so right now I'm going to pop the bottle underneath, and then I'm going to do the edges and the corners. This is just going to elevate the hood slightly. This up a little bit. Just sit this guy right there. Now we're gonna get to doing the corners. So I've got actually a nice elevation on the hood right now, and we're gonna get to using some heat and finish up the edges and the corners. And Soren's gonna bring the camera in to show you guys how I do all this. All right, so we're gonna just check the edges, make sure we've got no tension. I want to make sure I heat slightly, or not at all. I can do this cold, and just pull outwards, and then also down slightly. So I'm pulling out towards the walls, and then down slightly. That's going to get me around the corner, and then it matted out, which is very interesting. Which is going to get the vinyl to shrink around the corner. Wrinkles on the edge there. So same deal over here. I'll actually do this one cold. I don't want to mat out the film. So again, we're gonna get it like under there. Squeeze that down a little, even that matted out the film. I don't know if you can do that, the camera's picking it up, but it's matted out from about here down. It's not as glossy as the rest of the hood anymore. We're gonna heat it, and that's gonna shrink the film right around. And go over the rest of this. We're gonna get up to the back corner up here. Same deal. We can see the corner, it's pretty visible. If the corner is this close, we can put some masking tape here. I won't need to, but it'll help a little bit. And again, I'm not going to heat it. Try not to mat out the film. Pull out towards the walls and also towards the back of the car. And I'm going to push the film underneath slightly just so I can heat it and let it curl under. Perfect. So finish up the back area here. It's actually, so it's a little bit finicky to squeegee, even with this amazing glove on. I'm not adding a lot of heat, but it tends to want to wrinkle up. There are no wrinkles here, and maybe I'm not doing it in small enough steps. That's all. Trying to get the wrinkles out so that there's none on the edge. Around towards you and go over this one more time. And I'll do up this corner right up top here. Let's do up this corner here. Just kind of like a little micro stretch, nothing crazy. I want to get it under here. And since the vinyl, I mean, with this vinyl, you don't even really need masking tape because it doesn't want to stick to anything. So we can just like sit there, shrink it around, boom. All right, now I'm going to trim it. I usually start at one end, and I'll just work my way around all the way to the other. Back of the blade on the back side of the panel. If you have to force it, it means you're doing something wrong. It's usually not just because your blade isn't sharp enough. So we're going to start to keep a little tension on the film as we bring the blade around, keeping our edge nice and straight. So with any brand that I use, this is exactly how I do them all the time. So it shouldn't make a difference. I'll go over it again once I'm done in post heat. But without tension on the edge, it shouldn't make any difference as far as how long this lasts. I never have the hood wrap come back because I don't wrap around the hood as much as some other people do. So I'm constantly keeping tension with my left hand. I pull the film tight again before I start moving my blade. I'm going to come in now to the corner from here. Right underneath the corner. Don't cut into the corner, just right around really nicely. The whole thing is cut off in one giant ring. Now, what we always have to do after this is heat the edge. This is basically our last pass. And then we're done. Go. happy that I did the gloss black as opposed to the military green, so I feel like this is actually showing us more of what the film is like. Again, this will be a very commonly used color. Gloss black is probably the most sold and manufactured color that there is as far as a color change film goes. Alright, so what I just noticed is that I had the shield guard sitting on the hood in a couple of different spots, and it's leaving permanent impressions in the film. So I have it sitting right here right now, and you can see that ring right there. Let's remove the bottle, and there's another one. Let's put it down for like a second, okay? I'm gonna give it like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there's already an indentation there and there and there. Let's try another spot. Just come down over here a little bit more. Let's put it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there's a ring. So, how's it? And so that's it, guys. So what I also showed you here is this bottle was left on the hood of the car during the finishing process here, and I've never seen this before in my life with any film, where we just leave something on the surface for a few seconds, 5 seconds, and it leaves an impression, an indentation in the film. It's already left on there. There's a whole bunch of rings on the hood right now because I was just showing you guys what's happening. So keep in mind, if you wrapped your car in cheetah wrap, not to leave your beer on the hood of your car or the roof after you're done, because you're gonna get an impression in the film. I'm gonna give it a shot right now to see if I can heat it out, but I don't know. We'll see. Just gonna give it a try. Nothing's happening. Nothing at all is happening. Point blank range. Hot, very hot, probably at least 200 degrees in that couple seconds there. Nothing changed. So the film is very volatile, and if I push down with my fingers, can I leave impressions? No, I don't know why the bottle's doing it. It's really strange. I guess it's a more firm surface, but if I push down with my fingers, yeah, I can leave fingerprints in it too. So soft. Again, I heated it just now, and it didn't get any better at all. Like, it didn't even move at all. So that's not going to go, in my opinion, that's not going to go away. Post-heating a film, what it's going to do is going to kill, it's going to do two things. It's going to kill the memory, and it's going to self-level the air channels. If the air channels are self-leveled at this point right now, and that impression hasn't gone away, then nothing's ever going to change. It's not going to self-level more than it's going to self-level. It's just going to level out, and that's going to be it. Again, just my experience right now using this film for the very first time on a hood. I didn't intentionally leave a bottle there. It's just something that happened. Again, should you be leaving things in your car in the first place? No, this is my car. But again, would I have known if I was doing this on someone else's car for the first time and not leaving something on the hood? I would never have known. Again, something good to know because the film is very vulnerable, and it also has a lot of imperfections in it. Even with leaving the cap on, it has like these, like I said, these marks in it that don't run symmetrically at all. They're just really strange marks. I don't know why. Again, that's it, guys. I'm gonna let you know how this hood wrap holds up over the next few months, and if all goes well or whatever happens, I'll let you know. I'll give it till spring, and then we'll see what happens. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you guys want to see more videos, don't forget the subscribe button. Again, thank you for watching. Take care.